Quite frankly, my fondest memory is doing the show for 5 seasons. There were characters that I loved. There were actors that I admired. There were executives at MTM that stood behind me. I had a writing staff that was brilliant, funny, and nice people. I was luckily surrounded with nice people. Remington came along in 1982, so I wrote the script maybe in 1980. It was the first time I felt like I was a writer, and that was such a good feeling. And I guess that's my fondest memory of saying, hey, I think I really can write.
An absolute delight. Having co-created the show put me on the ground floor of it in a kind of a key position. Rehearsing with those actors, those fine, eager, hungry actors, was a joy.
It gave me a career. Brought me to America, gave me the most wonderful career, and I will be forever grateful to Bob Butler, Michael Gleason, Stephanie Zimbalist, MTM.
For me, it was a lifesaver. I lost my husband just as we started, but it was a lifesaver because as I was working, I had a few moments where I wasn't remembering what had just happened in my life. So it was just wonderful.
It took a lot of my life. Took at least 80 hours a week. Pierce used to say, why don't you go on a date, man? I mean, come on, it's Friday night, come on. I'd say, when? Where do you want me to meet somebody? Because we were working all the time. But it also made me solvent, for which I am forever grateful.
It taught me that a good group of people can work together and create something special. That doesn't always hold true in this business. It has. As I've become a showrunner now, I look for writers and producers to round out staffs that work for me that are very similar to what Michael was trying to do, which was a good group of people who really care, that work hard, that aren't trying to hurt each other, that are there to help and support each other.
It definitely was not only life-changing, but it was life-defining from a professional standpoint. That was my first break, and being trained by the best and having gotten to work with some of the best writers in the business fueled my career so that I'm sitting here 21 years later and I've worked for over 2 decades. So, you know, it all started there. It's enough to take your breath away.
I wouldn't have had any of the success and good fortune I've had were it not for Remington Steele, and feel so blessed to have had that as my first experience in this business, to have Michael Gleason as a mentor, and to have been surrounded by other wonderfully talented people who I still stay in touch with, writers who are like brothers to me.
We were all kind of starting out, the whole writing staff, with the exception of Michael and a few other people we hired along the years. It was their first writing job. It was Stephanie's first series, I believe. It was Pierce's first series. So all of us were in here and kind of excited about working on a first show, and I think that enthusiasm came through, that we all liked what we were doing.
It wasn't a place where you felt that your material was constantly going to be under assault. You know, it was, if somebody had a suggestion to make it better, that was great, but you were really free to kind of just sort of run with it and do what you wanted. And, you know, my sense is these days things are a lot more micromanaged in television.
It made people laugh. And it was a real pleasure for me to be able to write something that could make people laugh, because what could be better than laughter?
It was my first home in Hollywood. It was my first love in Hollywood in every sense, and it will always be that. So it'll always just be a special place that can never be replaced by any other experience that I have. I mean, I just couldn't imagine a better way to get started, and it'll always be a part of me.
I Had a Blast was probably the highlight of my location career so far because it lasted the longest. You know, all the other shows, you're lucky if you get onto a show that lasts 2-3 years, or any show that lasts 2-3 years. But this one lasted 5 years, and I haven't been on a show since that has lasted nearly that long.
Because Remington was so tough, it gave me the courage to be able to say to any of the other shows that I interviewed for, oh, I can do that, I can do that, you want to do that? You should see what we did on Remington.
It was just a wonderful experience, and I still hear from Pierce from time to time, and I see and hear from Stephanie, and I think it will always be like that.
It was a very good group of people. The cast and the crew and the producers. That's what made the show enjoyable.
it was sort of a once in a lifetime, once in a television lifetime opportunity to do something that was absolutely breakthrough. And Remington Steele was a breakthrough series.
It was a privilege to work on the show. Made a lot of money, and sorry it's over.
I know that for those of you who work in the television business that this was your job, but for me it was a great inspiration, and I thank you for doing your job so well.
To all our fans, to the cast and the crew, to my good friends who wrote and produced the show, I think we all feel the same, that we hate to say goodbye in any sense, so we're fortunate through DVDs that the show can live on, so instead of saying goodbye, we'll just say see you later, I guess.
To all the fans, again, thank you for keeping us on. I know we wouldn't have had those last few years without your support especially, so thank you.
Remington Steele, thank you for everything. You'll always be in my heart. Thank you to all of you who've watched the show and loved the show as much as I have.
I just want to say thank you to the fans for all of your love and support after all these years. The fact that we were able to help make an impact on your lives and to bring joy and laughter and comedy and romance into your homes, and for you to still care about the show this many years is awesome, and I hope you continue to enjoy this show for years to come.
I hate to say goodbye because I've had a great time. I still hear from fans thanking me for what they thought was such fun for me and the character that I played of Mildred Krebs. I had a ball. I got paid a lot of money. I was with people I adored, and so I'm sorry to say that that's ended. But you know, I'll work again.
Thank you for all your years and years of devotion and loyalty and support and fidelity to Remington Steele. Thank you.
As a final farewell to the Remington Steele DVDs, on behalf of everybody connected with the show, thank you, fans, for being so loyal, being so intelligent, and giving us a feeling that we did something that was pretty good. Thank you, thank you, thank you.